Well, Quetta Gladiators, two back-to-back wins for them versus taking on Peshawar Zalmi, who had a poor outing last night, would be looking to redeem themselves today. Islamabad United, after that win last night, sitting at the top with 10 points. Karachi Kings just won their game now, so they're at 9. And we've got Qalandars at the bottom with 2 points, having won one of the games that they've played. Well, this tournament is all about intensity and momentum, and that is something that has been lacking. We saw a fiery spell from Wahab Riaz last night, and this man in the previous game showed what he's all about. He's all class and exactly turned up at the time when it was required. But it seems like Quetta Gladiators is taking momentum, just at the right time. They're peaking at the right time, and it seems as if they've got everything clicking for them. We seem to see Kevin Peterson and the Shane Watsons, all the big names come through for them at the right time. And the team spirit is something which is showing indeed. That is something which is working perfectly well for them. And that is something that Peshawar Zalmi will need to work on as well, because their intensity in the last few matches haven't been great. Now we're ready for the toss, so let's go down to Ramiz Raja, and it's been sponsored by Allied Bank. Aapke dil mein hamara account.
Bit of HNT time here, heads and tails. We've got the two captains here. Ayan is the mascot for
Pakistan.
Fantastic. Okay, right. We've got Roshan Manama, the match referee here as well. Darren, you have the coin. Here we go then, boys. Tails is the call.
It is tails.
It's come down as a tail. सरफराज, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन था, टॉस से पहले क्लियर हो गया, बॉलिंग करेंगे आप पहले, वजूहात क्या है?
ये मुझे थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन थी, लेकिन ये कि बिल्कुल श्योर के साथ आए हैं कि पहले बॉलिंग करेंगे और कोशिश करेंगे उनको जल्दी रिस्ट्रिक्ट करें.
पिच के मुतालिक क्या कहानी आपको नजर आ रही है?
रमित भाई, थोड़ा सा लग रहा है कि इस पिच पर थोड़ा घास है, लेकिन मुझे उम्मीद है कि बाद में जब ड्यू पड़ेगा तो बॉल थोड़ा स्किड करेगा. अर्ली ऑन हो सकता है कि थोड़ा ब्रेक हो सेकंड इनिंग में, लेकिन बाद में थोड़ा बेहतर खेलेगा.
ज़ल्मी को हराने के लिए क्या प्लान है आपके पास?
रमित भाई, प्लान तो यही है कि अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलनी चाहिए, जैसे पिछले मैच में हमने खेली है, तो उम्मीद है कि इंशाल्लाह उसको दोबारा दोहराएंगे और ये मैच जीतने की कोशिश करेंगे.
चेंजेस तो हैं?
नहीं, सेम टीम है.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
थैंक यू.
Darren, batting first, not a bad idea, do you think?
Yeah, look at the way the games have gone before, I wouldn't mind batting first today. But yeah, whatever we do, we have to do it well. It's really crunch time now in the competition, and yeah, we have to come out and show why we are defending champions.
So if I were to ask you a couple of things that you'd want to do better than the last game, what would they be?
Yeah, well, partnerships. Yeah, with both ball and bat. We've not been able to apply enough pressure with the ball when we bowl, and when we bat, we've not been able to string in those partnerships that could take the game away from them. So hopefully today we put in that, and that means we are going to be responsible. So that's what we got to do today. Destiny is in our own hands.
Are you ready to reveal the names of the players that you've changed?
Well, we've made one change today. Ibtisha misses out, and Asghar is in. Yeah.
All right, all the best.
Thank you very much.
Right, the news from the centre out here is that Quetta Gladiators have won the toss and elected to bowl first.
Well, interesting decision over there by Sarfraz Ahmed. He does like to opt to bowl first, but we have seen the teams that have imposed the kind of totals that they require have done well. I've got with me in studio Michael Slater. Michael, the trend seems to have changed. Last year we saw a lot of options in terms of bowling first with the captains. Now it's more or less batting first so that they can impose that total. Coming to this match, do you think that this is the right decision?
Well, it's all about the dew. We keep hearing about the dew for this nighttime game, but I think it's overrated now. I think there was a thought that it would be so hard to be fielding when the ball gets wet, and that's true to a degree, but I don't think it's having the impact that they were talking a few matches ago. So I'm really surprised that Quetta haven't won the toss and batted first, because I think there is, as you say, a real swing in what pressure is now placed if you get the big total. You get the score on the board, and we're seeing it time and time again that pressure in chasing, if you get the 170, 180, is enormous.
Well, Peshawar need to definitely up their intensity because it has been lacking, like Darren Sammy was saying in that interview. Now, time for a short break, and after the break, we'll have more for you, so stay tuned. Have won the toss and decided to bowl first, and we've got one change for Peshawar, Michael. It is Mohammad Askar coming in.
Yeah, look, I think that's a smart move. I've really been surprised that he hasn't been playing, but we're seeing the left arm orthodox. We saw Afridi, the leg spin starting to really take effect on this pitch as well. There's more turn, and they're having such great effect in turning the game with their bowling. So to get him back in there is a smart move, but you need this Hafiz captaincy performance. You need Dwayne Smith to use all his experience. You need Cameron Akmal. He needs to get a big score. He's a big hitter, but he needs to start to get going himself. And we know what Wahab Riaz can do. He can change the nature of the game, but they've got to try and get on top of Shane Watson's form. Kevin Peterson showed that he has returned to form. Rossard's that big hitter. So they're starting to hum, the Quetta Gladiators. They were struggling, and then they won that super over, and since then they've had two really good wins.
And somebody like Mohammad Nawaz, you know, when you talk about him, he's been the most economical bowler in the tournament.
Yeah, look, you know, the bowling and the spin bowling is going from strength to strength. And I keep saying it, but isn't it wonderful? The T20, when it came about, was like, what does it mean for spin bowling? Is it a threat to their craft? They are so instrumental in changing the course of the game.
Well, we've seen the leg spinners. They've taken over all the world. Now it's time for the weather report, and it's been sponsored by Head & Shoulders, Banao Pakistan ko dandruff-free. So let's go down to Danny Morrison.
Well, absolutely marvellous down here. The pitch, 22 yards and all that. But the weather, I can say that it is, well, it was warmer early on the day. It was 31, wasn't it? But now it's back to 27 Celsius. The humidity factor is hardly a thing to speak of. And as for the breeze, they're saying 8 kph. When I look at it, there's hardly a breath of wind to speak of. And when you think about, ooh, nasty electrical storms, there isn't a sight and sound of any rain at all here tonight.
Yeah, well, what was happening behind there? Wahab Riaz with his new celebration that he's come out with.
Oh yeah, I like it. I'm going to grow a motor like that just to do that. What do you think? Do you think that'd suit?
I'm not too sure about that, Michael.
Do you think it'll make me bowl fast?
You might want to reconsider. You might want to reconsider.
Oh, there you go. All right, I won't do it.
All right, time for a short break, and we'll be back in a couple of moments.
Got to say, the 22 yards is absolutely marvellous as well. When I look at it, there's tinges of green about it, but now we're seeing the scores come up and up. The batsmen are starting to get used to things, and when I look at it, this is the test match strip, by the way. They play test matches here in Dubai, and it is also going to be for that playoff here, what's that, a week tomorrow on the 18th of March on this particular strip, and really is top-notch. Toby Lumsden and his team can tick all those boxes, give themselves a thumbs up. I think it's a very good surface, and don't mind batting first. Get on it, bat first and score some runs. Way to go.
Well, that wasn't the choice that was made by Quetta Gladiators. They have opted to bowl first. Michael, what do you make of this pitch when you look at it? Do you think it's a high-scoring one, or...?
Yeah, I like it. I think the pitch has really settled down, but I think the players have settled down. I think they've gone to another level, having been on the slow nature of Sharjah, and they've enjoyed the extra bounce and a little bit of added pace as the tournament's gone on. Now, whether the weather heating up has made it more compact here, but there's that little bit of grass on it that makes it bounce nicely as well. So we saw 188.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, is it the batsmen have become used to the conditions, or is it that there's actually been a change in the nature of the pitch?
Yeah, look, I think it's a slight change in nature of the pitch, but I think the players and the batsmen have now very much got the pace and bounce of where they're playing. I'll be really interested moving again from here to Sharjah to see if they can tackle that better and lift the scores, because they remained pretty low, didn't they? 150 max. So we'll see if the same thing happens. But it's been good to see the batsmen play with more confidence out here.
Well, Quetta would be quite pleased with the way they've been performing. You know, they seem to be gaining momentum at the right time. Let's hear it from Sarfraz Ahmed, what he has to say about the rise of Quetta Gladiators.
That will be a record winning margin. It's the largest margin of victory in PSL history.
मैं समझता हूँ कि अभी टूर्नामेंट बहुत अच्छा जा रहा है और जैसे जैसे आगे मैचेस आते जा रहे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा टफ है। देखिए अभी तक तो मैं समझता हूँ कि थोड़ा सेटल्ड हुई है हमारी टीम। अर्ली मैचेस में थोड़ा हम सेटल नहीं हो पा रहे थे, ओपनिंग स्लॉट हमने 1-2 चेंजेस किए, लेकिन अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र है कि अभी थोड़ा सा बेहतर कॉम्बिनेशन मिला है टीम को। बॉलर तो माशाल्लाह ज़बरदस्त बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं। जितने भी बॉलर्स का आपने चाहे नवाज़ हो गए, हसन, राहत अली, बेन लॉफलिन की जो टीम में अंदर आए हैं, तो शेन वॉटसन, तमाम लड़के ज़बरदस्त बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं। बहुत ही खुशाइन बात है कि जो आपके टॉप प्लेयर्स हैं आपकी टीम के, वो अपनी टॉप परफॉर्मेंस देने। जब आपके टॉप प्लेयर परफॉर्मेंस देते हैं तो एज अ कैप्टन और टीम को बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है, जब उनको पता होता है कि हम, जैसे हमारी टीम में शेन वॉटसन है, लाइक केविन पीटरसन है, ये हमारे टॉप प्लेयर्स हैं। तो मैं समझता हूँ अगर ये लोग परफॉर्मेंस करेंगे, जो हमारी टीम के और यंग लड़के हैं, तो वो इनके साथ खेल के सीखेंगे भी और मैच को भी अच्छा करेंगे। बहुत अच्छे लड़के हैं हमारे पास। हसन खान भी है हमारे पास, सऊद शकील भी बाहर बैठे हुए हैं, साद अली भी बाहर बैठे हुए हैं। ये ऐसे लड़के हैं जो कि शेन वॉटसन, केविन पीटरसन, रैली रोसो से जितना सीख सकते हैं वो सीखें। आई थिंक उनके लिए इतना बड़ा एडवांटेज नहीं होगा कि जो ऐसे टॉप प्लेयर जिन्होंने अपने मुल्क के लिए ज़बरदस्त परफॉर्मेंस की है पास्ट में, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि हमारे लोगों के लिए बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है कि इनसे जितना सीख सकते हैं उतना सीख लें। हमारे पास 3 मैचेस में कोशिश करेंगे, अगर हम 2 मैच भी अच्छा खेल जाते हैं तो ज़रूर टॉप 1 या टॉप 2 में क्वालिफाई कर सकते हैं।
Well, it always helps to have your experienced guys come through. Shane Watson, the likes of Kevin Pietersen. Michael, when we see Shane Watson, he's obviously moved boats. He was in Islamabad United and now he's in Quetta Gladiators. But he's giving them the kind of starts that they need.
Yeah, I can't believe Islamabad let him go, to be honest with you. And Quetta have got the advantage of a guy who really wants to still be playing cricket. He's found impeccable form.
And this was his 90 against Karachi.
Yeah, the thing about Shane and the nature of his game is that he can be very consistent at what he does, because technically he's very sound. I mean, he's taking on some amazing shots, but the strength and the ability to hit sixes through the straightness of bat and those pull shots is phenomenal. So his game allows him to be consistent.
And what about somebody like Kevin Pietersen? I mean, you know, he didn't get big scores in the earlier games, but then he turns up and performs the way he did in the previous one. So you can never really rule him out of the game, can you?
No, and it was nice to see him get a 50, and it was full of authority, and he was working well with Watson at the other end. And yeah, I hope for his sake that clicks him into serious gear to run to the end of the tournament in this sort of fashion. He's so imposing. Such a big unit, isn't he? And he's so important for the team. If he's firing, all his energy in the dressing room is going to be working for the team, and he's dynamite to watch.
Such a great guy to have in general in the team, in terms of giving them that kind of encouragement and motivation to the team. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. And we're going to take a short break, and we've got a really good game on today, because it's the Zalmis versus the Quetta Gladiators, and the Zalmis really need to up their game, because if they want to stay in the tournament, they need to show what they've got. Time for a short break. We'll see you after the break.
Do it again. Islamabad United on top of the pile, 10 points. Quetta need a couple of points just to get into that top 3. Peshawar Zalmi at number 5. The Quetta Gladiators, if they win this game, it'll become very, very difficult for Lahore Qalandars. Or Lahore will be out of the tournament if Quetta wins today. So all of Lahore will be supporting Peshawar, and they'll want Quetta to falter.
Would that be an acceptable supporting case? All of Lahore supporting Peshawar?
Acceptable, yeah. If you want Lahore to qualify, you need Peshawar to win
today. Quetta, that's it.
So the Quetta Gladiators have won the toss and elected to field. Kevin Peterson, I tell you, did you see some of the pictures that KP has been putting up on Twitter today? He had breakfast with a lion, a real life lion.
I didn't have breakfast with him.
And not the Islamabad United.
No, not that one. No, this one had real teeth.
Mascot.
Real lion. Now then, this has been a real challenge.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this. They've gone up high, and Alam Dar's had some problems, but oh, it's a low catch. Yeah, so that's a better technique, but good start by the umpires. Zafraz enjoying his work as skipper. Good win last game. Quetta.
Something different here. Mohammad Hafiz is opening. Ramiz, we like you. You are the best. So Ramiz obviously got his family some tickets, Flem.
Oh no, I'll back him. I'm a big fan of Ramiz.
Oh no,
yeah,
we all are. Listen, we all are. It's going to be Kamran Akmal and Mohammad Hafiz, the opening batsman. The Professor.
Yeah, up the order. He's very used to opening up the order, and he's been in decent enough form, but they need more from him. We had Kamran Akmal with him. Kamran Akmal, he loves this PSL format, and he scored plenty of runs, but he's yet to kick on and get that big score in this tournament. We had Fletcher opening in the previous game, not playing today.
Yeah, Hafiz could do a pretty similar job to JP Duminy, really. He's such a good player that he could just accumulate and hit the gaps in the power plays and then find the boundary later on. And Mohammad Nawaz been very economical through this tournament. Left arm orthodox spinners, they're bowling in the power play now.
Yeah, let's play. It's Bashar Quetta. Quetta Gladiators winning the toss and fielding. And Mohammad Nawaz, the left arm spinner with the most beautiful action. So repeatable, and he is the most economical. 4.2 is his economy. Brilliant. Well, now then, Hafiz says, take some of that. First ball.
Yeah, 4.26 economy, first ball. And that's been done with. Comes down the track. Maybe that's why he's opening the innings. He wants to play the spinners and wants to dominate left arm spin.
Well, he's got to bowl 5 dot balls now to make sure his bowling average doesn't go up or his economy rate. Good intent from Hafiz, like it.
Well, that economy rate has gone up sharply now. It's 5, or it's 4.27. But just tell us about this, Baz. Okay, now that even straight away from the first ball, Zafraz is saying it's got to be here.
It was there, but Hafiz was too good. He just came down the track. It was within the stumps, but he's elevated that over long on.
Brilliantly bowled. Brilliantly bowled. Well, I think it might have just clipped the top of the off stump. The bails are off. The zingers are illuminated, which is more than we've said for Kamran Akmal.
Nawaz does it again. First over. And he's just checking with his partner, and the umpires will be checking again, but it's just cleaning up. A little bit of spin. New ball grips into the surface, and Mohammad Nawaz He's doing this time and time again with the new ball. Talked about his economy rate, but it's that he gets that wicket, his wicket-taking ability with the economy rate. Hitting top of off. Can't ask for more. Terrific delivery, Kamran Akmal. He comes and goes. No chance with that delivery. He's gone without scoring. 5 for 1.
Man from Barbados scored a century on his Test debut many years ago. Slip in a gully. That's missing leg stump.
Just see how much time he takes to grip this ball. I like how much effort he puts into it. It wasn't until it was absolutely perfect in his hand that he decided to bowl it. And what about the result? Absolute cracking delivery. It was perfect, wasn't it? Just top of off stump.
Yeah, absolute precision. Precision of a surgeon right here. That's perfect. You can't get much better than that.
It's the classic, you don't need to do too much, isn't it? But he won't bowl too many better balls than that, Mohammad Nawaz. He's had a good Pakistan Super League. Very economical, picking up wickets in the power play, which is premium.
A brilliant over to start. 6 for 1. Anwar Ali to bowl the second over.
We talked about Dwayne Smith opening the innings, but it's a different proposition when you have left arm spin turning the new ball. And Nawaz has just given Quetta the ideal start. HPL drone cam. Should drop the ball from that height, Flem.
Love to see Wilco under that one. Oh, he goes hard, Smith, but all he does is hit over the air, over cover. Risky shot. Gets away with it, though.
Yeah, I reckon, Flem, that would be a tester. Dropping it from about, what were we saying, about 2,000 feet, do you reckon, Buzz? Yeah. Yeah, underneath there. From about there. Lashed at this, Dwayne Smith. He really does. Ben Loughlin, the fielder.
Yeah, he's ready to get after it, Smith, but he doesn't need to play too many big shots. He's got natural power. He's a natural fast scorer. Slip comes out to mid-wicket. Just back his eye and hands, and you hit the gap, you're going to get 4.
Cool and cool umpires, Ahmed Shahab and Tim Robinson. Interesting choice here with the new ball. Anwar Ali has been given the new ball. It was Rahat Ali in the last game, and a left armour. Aaron, you love left armours, and he's bowled, I think, probably the best left armour we've seen on show in this PSL.
He's right up there. He really is. Oh, what a delivery. What have you got to do to take a wicket? He'll bowl worse deliveries than that and take wickets.
That's a cracker, isn't it? Good areas, and just, I think it nipped back, and then it died on the way to Sarfraz. It took it quite well. Let's have a look off the scrambled seam. Oh, that is so close to knocking over middle and off stump.
No wonder he looks a little bit flabbergasted with that. Here's Sarfraz. It's just kept him pinned on the back foot a little bit. He's bowled a good area here.
Yeah, he's always wanting to drag it to leg side. His Dwayne Smith and 4 dot balls already in this over. Just that back of a lane, unsure of whether to play forward or back. And a little bit of in-swing as well for Anwar Ali.
It's Danny's box there, the HPL. He'll be there later. L for lost. Taking him on, Smith. Not the most convincing shot from the West Indian. Ben Loughlin didn't enjoy that either. That was not the best throw. 2 gone, 9 for 1. With its left arm spin, and here's one of the best, if not the best. Mohammad Nawaz, and Hassan Khan as well is getting better with every outing.
Yes, and slow left arm, they can't get the boundaries away, and an average of 14 per wicket, so it's a huge struggle. And Wilco, last game they lost 7 out of 9 wickets to left arm spin. Patel with 4 and Zafar Gohar with 3.
Samit Patel, yes. Zafar Gohar.
Gohar, did he get 3 and 4 balls? No, he got a couple in 1 over at least, I reckon. Oh, he goes now, Smith. He hasn't got all of it, but mid-on was in the circle, and geez, he's ran back quickly. Is that Ben Loughlin? For a fast bowler, he's very athletic, like Anwar Ali. So they've got a good fielding team. They don't have fast bowlers they're trying to hide in the field.
Not at all. He's always in those hotspot areas. He's always at long off or long on or maybe deep mid-wicket, Ben Loughlin. A leader in the field. Just brilliantly bowled. Just a lovely parabola there.
It's interesting, just with that ball that he knocked Cameron Akmal with, it only turned a fraction, but it's almost like Smith and that now, they're too scared to try and hit him inside out or drive him straight because they're worried about it spinning past the bat, but it's not turning that much.
Oh, he's not caught hold of this one. It's the same kind of shot. Inside half of the bat. A moral victory for the bowler.
Yeah, just the power of the man. He's not got anywhere near the middle of the bat and has just looped over mid-on. Biv's not happy, but Smith, the inside part of the bat, and he was definitely worried, but sailed over mid-on boundary.
It's missing leg stump. End of the over. 15 for 1. The Asian Bradman.
Where did you bowl to him, Wilco?
I played with him, and I did play against him, and twice had him in a hat-trick in the same match.
Where did you bowl him? That was the simple question.
Yeah, I closed my eyes. I just generally try to bowl off
How
stump.
did you get him into your hat trick? Just come on,
he
pump
was the
yourself
first one.
up.
Okay.
The 1960s was a free era. You
60s?
know, it was wasn't it the Austin Powers era?
This was the 80s. It was caught at gully, and then the other one was caught at point. Same match. And the middle fella was out first ball clearly, and the third chap didn't quite do it. We want PSL in Pakistan. Pakistan, Zindabad.
Didn't elaborate. Deep point or deep gully?
Wasn't that deep. It was orthodox. But
so
then
he slanted it across Zahir.
Tried.
He thought he was playing for the in-swing.
He was, yeah. Okay. But Flem,
was he 252 on both occasions?
He was, 280 at the time. It was at Bristol, and Maza Arshad has just told me he was 97 in the first innings and 19 in the second. So I'm sorry, Zed, I stopped him getting his 109th first class 100. Yeah, in fact, Llewellyn was a second slip, and the other one was somewhere in the covers. So thanks, Flem, for bringing that up. I've got a couple of others as well.
I think we should come back to the coloured times. Talking about black and white times, where the telecast is also black and white as well. So we're back to the coloured times now.
Right, I'm going now. But I was going to say it was a privilege to share the dressing room with him. With Pepsi Catch and Claw, got a chance for catches here. We didn't have that when we were playing because we hit it on the floor. And to share the dressing room with Zahir Abbas and Sadiq Mahmood.
And no doubt this will be all in your book.
Thanks for asking, Flem. And it's yes, the book is out in April, freely available.
There we go again.
And I might put
It'll
it on
get plugged on social media. But there's some great sites here. PSL, Facebook and Twitter, Instagram and also YouTube. But Anwar Ali, really impressive T20 player. He's very good with the ball. He can slog when he goes out to bat. And a bit like Ben Lachlan, he's first class in the field. Very athletic.
Good change of pace. This is a really good start for Anwar Ali.
It is. D. Smith getting very frustrated, isn't he? He looks like he's going too hard at the ball. Maybe it's time to just relax and just back his own natural talent. I think he's such an exciting stroke player, the man on screen. Another slow ball, another slog. He's just losing his shape. All bottom hand. Mr. Smith after 4 overs.
So Nawaz now is beginning his 3rd over. Quetta really feel that with Nawaz operating as a spearhead at the top with his left arm spin, they can make inroads here, and it's just strangling the run rate.
Yeah, Nawaz has got Hafiz 4 times. And so it's really been PSL has been his thing, Nawaz.
There's a long off here for Hafiz.
But really, Quetta Gladiators in this first 4.2 overs had a stranglehold on Peshawar. Nobody's really got away. Dane Smith itching to hit that boundary. Something has to give.
But Smith got out sweeping in the last game against Spin. He's getting very frustrated. 13 off 19 deliveries. Strike rate of 68. That's not what we've come to think about when Smith gets going. Muscle one over mid-on. There's that area still available. Ben Lachlan's in the circle. See if he can hit through the line. No, well, he smashed that one. He's got onto it. Just a little bit short. He was sweating on that, and that is the sort of power that man's got.
First time he's dropped it a little short. He's been on the money throughout. Just Smith picks that up. Uses the depth of the crease really nicely. Immense power through it. Nawaz knew, yeah. Poor delivery. Brilliant shot.
Oh, he's down the ground again. 6 again from Smith.
Just what Peshawar needed. How quickly the pressure is transferred. One delivery is short of a length and he lashed onto that. This one overcorrecting by pushing it fuller and down the ground. We've seen his power before, we'll see it again.
Yeah, he looks better when he's hitting straight, when he's going onto the front foot. He was trying to hit it over mid-wicket earlier against the straightening spin, but through the V off the front foot, and if they're a fraction short, you can muscle it over that cow corner area.
End of the over.
Back in the playing 11. And the lovely wrist work that is hallmark of Mohammad Hafiz. Just quietly works one into the onside. We've got Dwayne Smith, 25 from 22. He's striking nicely. Let's call it 114. And asked to bat first if you've just tuned in. And the crowd has built up a little bit over the evening. Lovely temperature.
Yeah, well, you did the weather report. I think it's still 29 degrees out there, isn't it? 28, 29 degrees. So, no, I think we can stop talking about the dew tonight. Maybe something a little bit later. But I think they've overplayed the whole dew thing, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that Quetta didn't bat first. I think they've presented a really nice opportunity for Zalmi. Just allows them, having not played well for a little while, to bat without that scoreboard pressure. Let's get on a roll.
I agree. And at the toss, or before the toss, I was having just a quiet word with Sarfraz, asking, is it going to be a straightforward decision? He says, no, I'm confused whether to bat or bowl first. He says it's a funny pitch. Some balls are turning, some are straightening. Slow ball has been played away very gently for a single. And we saw that in that spell from Mohammad Nawaz. A couple of them turned sharply and the other ones just stayed the line, stayed the course, straight off the pitch. So a couple of partnerships, and you know that the scoreboard pressure will then test Gladiators' batting lineup.
Yeah, it's an interesting assessment though, isn't it? It was funny for 188 runs for the Kings. Yeah, I think there is the odd variation out there, and it is turning, but it's starting to get fairly consistent at times. There's natural variation, but we saw the record score today, 188, so the bar just keeps going up, and the assessment for me as a skipper would have been, well, they batted first and they got 188. I think that's a good formula.
And back yourselves. I think that's what I love about Ahmad Wasim. They want to be positive. Oh, that's a cracking Yorker. Another good delivery, and that's a go-to ball for Lachlan a lot of the time.
Yeah, change of pace, couple of slow balls and then a pacey Yorker. Yeah, seam up delivery. Beautifully bowled, nice and full, targeting the stumps.
Power play done, it's 30-14. Smith decides to go big, but he's hit enough of it. Yeah, it's gone all the way. The big fella.
Yeah, got hold of it properly. He's a strong hitter, and a couple of seasons ago his batting improved because his skill levels improved against spin. I thought he was hitting the ball straighter and not trying to play across the line, but in this year's PSL, a couple of times he's played across the line and been found wanting. This is the way he needs to go, just hit the ball down the pitch. That's his strength, that is his zone. Heavily set, and he hits the ball extremely hard. Goes again, and it's a 6. Another great shot from the right-hander. This time went over straightish mid-wicket.
Effortless in a way, but he uses so much bottom hand. Precisely what he was about. Down on one knee and heaves it over mid-wicket for the journey.
Yeah, that's all that's required. We saw JP Duminy last night start launching and got things going. Was able to get things going for his team. And Smith now using all his experience. He's played so many T20 games, 40 from 28.
He's such a good hooker and puller.
is Dwayne Smith. It's often asked about that, his favourite strokes, and a lot of West Indies, I tell you, love the horizontal stuff, cutting and uppercutting, and love a hook or a pull.
Good to have Hafiz play against spin, because he is very, very accomplished batsman against spinners. Even though he opens for Pakistan at times, has opened. But his role here would be critical on a spinning track. You would want Hafiz to be out there. Yeah. Nobody caught it. That's good batting. Hitting the ball sweetly down the ground for a run. After 7:52 for 1.
And, fairly impressive most of the time. A swing and a little scoop over cover. Unusual, but it works this time for Smith.
Yeah, he's had an amazing career in this form of the game, drifting around the world playing. 307 games, 308 now today, 7,500 runs. He averages below 30, but he's had a strong effect. He's played a lot of T20 cricket. So that's why Zalmi need him tonight. They need him to bunker down, play the big shots, but be there for a long time.
What is his strike rate?
Yeah, it doesn't have the strike rate here, but it'll be well up.
Good thing about Rahat Ali in terms of PSL 3, he's been able to swing it just enough, but it's the use of the height. Again, we keep harping on about the left-handedness, particularly the bowlers. Got to keep it clean and green in Pakistan. August Pakistan. Wonderful initiative to think about the clean and greenness back home.
Strike rate of 128, 5 T20 hundreds for Smith. It's pretty decent. Yeah, very strong square through the offside and leg side, likes the pull shot. Yeah, goes whack. And then a flick through mid-wicket. And the general direction of the bat is towards the leg side.
Yeah, very, very dominant through that onside. Fetches it.
Bottom hand. He probably wears a hole in his gloves with that bottom hand. You know, you're a bottom hand player when that's the case. I tried to stop that. I just couldn't.
Golden Smith.
Well, just a firm grip with that right hand.
Giving it a squeeze.
He just took over a little bit too often. They always worked on the top hand strength to try and give that guiding arm a bit more strength. But your power comes from the bottom hand.
You think about some of the guys who played against, and I played with the late great Martin Crowe. He used to cut down the rubber grip underneath, so the top hand it was a skinnier part. So he wanted to dominate and squeeze more with the top hand, and just have the grip a bit fatter down the bottom, just to guide. Such was his style.
And the other thing you can do if you feel like it's just dominating and taking technique away, because you can lose your front arm too much if the bottom hand's too strong, is Adam Gilchrist put half a squash ball in that bottom glove of his to take the hand off a little bit. So it did force the top hand to be more dominant. He did it for the World Cup final in the West Indies and smashed 100.
Was that okay?
Yeah, and then I heard about it and I thought, well, gee, that's great. I'm going to try that. But I didn't cut it in half. I tried to put a full squash ball in my glove.
Slats.
And I thought, well, this is uncomfortable. How does this work? It is.
After the early loss of Cameron Akmal. Now, just on about that Adam Gilchrist innings, 149 off 104 balls with 8 sixes in that World Cup final of 07, with half a squash ball squeezed in the hand. Here's Watson. And there goes Smithers. Oh, it's gone all the way. Fatted enough for a maximum.
Welcome to the crease, Shane Watson. That went like a rocket. It was such a hard shot that the man at deep, Mohammad Nawaz, couldn't do anything about it. It just went flat and hard.
incredible 6. Would have been a great catch had that stuck in the palm.
He's motoring now, isn't he? 49 for Smith. Who'd you call him, Danny? Smithers.
Yes, come on, Smithers. Dr. Smith. Dr. Smithers.
It's a strike rate of 153. And occasionally Shane Watson will plonk it on that length. But when he's bowled well in this tournament, he's just got the seam up and it's actually shaped away a little bit from the right-handers. I think the ball now is the size of a squash ball because it's got the air out of it.
Got knocked out. I saw those chaps there with their wigs on. What's going on? Remember, it's an evening of wigs. There's been more and more of them the last couple of nights.
You need to go and talk to them. I think it'd be great for you.
They did ask me to put one on. It's sweaty and nasty. I said, no, chaps.
Have you ever thought about it?
Transplant?
Well,
gluing a piece on.
There's something that is quite phenomenal in the world of ex-cricketers and cricketers is the old hair hat. Warning.
The rug?
Warning. Martin Crowe had one. Greg Matthews. Graham Gooch. Michael Vaughan. Danny Morrison.
I'll tell you something a bit cheeky while we're waiting for the ball here. Is Chris Harris did it in the beach cricket in Australia back in 2008. He put one of Marty Crowe's thatchy wig bits on, and amazing how much younger he looked too. It was incredible.
So it's available.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Here's Watto again. Soft dismissal to miss out on a half century. Smith has got to go here.
While it works when you're pulling the ball towards the leg side, I don't think you need that bottom hand when you're driving the ball. I think the ball probably stopped on him as well. Just looked a little strange when he was driving the ball. A very soft dismissal in the end. Seam up delivery. Yeah, it didn't hit it in the middle of the bat. It just skewed off the bat. Let it at an angle. Easy catch for KP, and isn't he pumped? Oh, one short of 50. 49 of 33, 61 for 2.
Watson to Ricky Vessels, who is the new man in to replace Dwayne Smith.
Yeah, Dwayne Smith, it's a really odd dismissal, isn't it? I mean, we were talking about 75% of his shots to the onside. There he is trying to go offside and clips it straight to Kevin Peterson, as easy as you like. Sliced it to him. He hit one through covers, if you remember, a couple of overs before that was in the air and just missed cover. It's just not a natural path for him.
Only go on the offside. Big Kev Peterson. Everyone else was long off and out of extra cover on the fence and just lollipopped it out to Kev.
Yeah, but he muscles everything to the onside, but he feathered that. Yeah, he could come through with faster hands there and it might have popped over the top.
Was he looking for a single? He was on 49. He's trying to play the ball into the gap, get a single, get a 50. One for the over. Bit of zing has gone off his bouncer. He used to have a real quick bouncer, Shane Watson, but still can hurry a batsman. It was called a heavy ball. He was famous for it.
Yeah, sure was. Just out of nowhere. Vessels still can't get off the mark. 61 for 2. Hafiz says, I'm going to just plop this over long off for the maximum.
That's a good stroke, isn't it? Through the line, mid-off was up. So he's able to get one over the rope. It was a nice smacking through the line. Made it look very easy indeed.
It's a good pitch because there's a bit of bounce, so you can play those shots. Ask a bowler, ask a batsman whether they'd like a pitch to have a little bit of extra carry and bounce, and they'd both say yes, please.
Yeah, it's a pace of Rahat Ali too. I noticed there when I was going to do the pitch report and the weather out there, Rambo, you'd done the toss, and just watched Rahat Ali warming up and going through his routine, but bowling to the keeper and the rubber stumps they have out there. Decidedly sharp, and he got it going. And Smith, he got going. Some lusty blows at the right time. Stuck in. And certainly Smith can. Oh, fat. Out of the middle. Oh, Ben, that's body surfing on the Gold Coast in Australia. He's not quite got that timing right.
It was a big Superman dive, wasn't it? Trying desperately to scoop it back. Nice stroke. There's another elegant shot through the offside, this time along the ground, and a desperate effort. Gee, I tell you what, he was a passenger next to it there for a while. He just failed to scoop it back. He was having a little chat to the old Kookaburra.
Sarfraz didn't like that technique. Something different. It's that searching little Yorker. Get back! Ooh, Hafiz. Excited.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Hafiz. He's not a great runner, and so you've got to call on his behalf as well. Last thing they want is a run out at this stage, because this innings has got wings and it's potential to grow. 72 for 2 in 9.4. Good going.
Hassan for 2, inside against it. So this is the middle strip. We're playing on the test match pitch here at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium, and dead in the middle is a goodie. It's coming on, good pace and bounce.
They'll probably use this pitch against Australia come September, October for the test match. Yeah, he's a very good player of the short ball. Hafiz retains the strike, and after 10...
Two Barbados cricketers right there, Barbados born. Right, 2 wickets have gone. First one, Kamran Akmal. Brilliant ball. First over by Mohammad Nawaz. And then Smith finding Peterson off Watson. He went for 49.
Set it up nicely, Peshawar, in the first 10. Just need that final push. Hafiz is anchoring the innings, 20 of 20. You know Ricky Wessels can hit it hard, so maybe you've got to look at 160-70. cricketgateway.com for international viewers, cricketgateway.pk for Pakistani viewers, cricketgateway.com for ball-by-ball highlights. So everything available.
Catch it! Ooh, was there? I think there might have been a little bit of an edge there, forward, little leading edge.
Got to be careful when you turn it to the onside, because Nawaz does get the ball to grip and turn. With the new ball, with the old ball, he's got spin always.
Now then, I think he's got enough on this. Anwar Ali can't get this. He can only watch it going over his head. Checker!
Was almost coming to us, but wasn't quite so. I wanted Uncle Al to stand up and show his technique of catching the ball. But a fantastic hit. Straight hit. It's gone pretty high and it's gone pretty long. Hafiz can do that. Likes losing his feet. and likes lifting the left arm spinner straight down the ground.
Great shot that from above, wasn't it? And immediately Nawaz loses his length, and he cannot stop it going for 4. So Hafiz is attacking Nawaz here.
Applying the pressure, came down the wicket, and as a result, Nawaz just shortening the length. He's exceptionally good with that cut shot, Hafiz is. And suddenly, Mohammad Hafiz is now 30 and is looking to pounce.
That's the end of Nawaz. 1 for 39 for him, 11